Have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on inside the tech you use every single day? Well, today, let's do a little conceptual unboxing. We're going to peel back the layers of your phone, your tablet, your computer, and really see what makes them tick.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. You tap, you swipe, you click, and this little slab of glass and metal just knows. It feels like total magic, right? But it's not. It's actually a surprisingly elegant conversation, and we are about to break down exactly how that conversation happens.
So where does this conversation even begin? Well, it all starts with you. We call it input, and it's all about the parts you can actually see and touch, how you tell the device what you want, and then in return, how it talks back to you.
Okay, so what's an input device, really? Put simply, it's just how you get your thoughts into the machine. It could be the words you're typing on a keyboard, a command you speak into a microphone, or even a drawing you scan. It's your side of the conversation.
And just look at how intuitive this whole thing has become. I mean, we've gone from these big, clunky keyboards to literally talking to the screen with our fingertips. A virtual keyboard just pops up when you need it, and a stylus, that gives you the pinpoint precision of a pen, which is just perfect for art or jotting down notes.
And it's not all about typing, right? Pointing devices are how we move around in our digital world. The trackpad on your laptop, it's a master of efficiency when you're trying to get work done. But a joystick, that gives you this incredibly immersive control for gaming. It's the same idea, translating your movement, but for totally different worlds.
But of course, any good conversation is a two-way street. Once you've had your say, the computer replies with an output. And this comes in two main flavors. You've got your soft copy, that's anything on a screen you can see but can't physically hold. And then there's the hard copy, something tangible like a printed photo you can actually pick up.
And when we talk about hard copies, oh man, printers are not just for turn papers anymore. We've got all-in-ones for the office, these massive printers for giant posters, and even 3D printers that can turn a digital idea into a real physical object you can hold in your hand. Amazing.
Okay, so we've covered the conversation happening on the outside. Now it's time to go deeper. Let's pop the hood and go inside the case, to the machine's mind. This is where the real action is, with all the components that do the thinking, the calculating, and the organizing. This right here is the motherboard, and it's the perfect place to start. The best way to think of it is as the central nervous system. Every single critical component, the brain, the memory, all the ports, they all plug into this board. It's the electronic superhighway that lets them all talk to each other.
So if the motherboard is the nervous system, then RAM is like the computer's short-term memory. It's workbench. When you open an app, it gets pulled into this super fast space so the computer can work with it instantly. But here's the key. It is temporary. As soon as you turn the power off, that workbench gets wiped completely clean.
And now for the big one, the Central Processing Unit, or CPU. This really is the brain of the whole operation. Every single command you give, every calculation that's needed, it all flows through the CPU. It is the engine that drives absolutely everything.
You know, the real game changer in CPU power came with multiple cores. Think of an old single-core CPU as a one-lane road. Only one car can get through at a time. But modern multi-core CPUs, they're like these massive multi-lane superhighways, handling tons of tasks all at once. That's why you can stream music, browse the web, and edit a photo all at the same time without your machine even breaking a sweat.
So you see a number like 3.8 gigahertz. What on earth does that even mean? Well, that's its clock speed. It means the CPU can handle 3.8 billion basic calculations every single second. I mean, that's just a mind-boggling speed for your device's brain to be working at. So if RAM is just a temporary workbench, where do you put all your files when you're done working on them? You can't just leave them there, right? You need a permanent place to keep them safe. And that brings us to your digital filing cabinet, your long-term storage.
For the longest time, the main option was the hard disk drive, the HDD, which uses these spinning magnetic platters. But the modern standard, that's the solid-state drive, or SSD. It uses electronic chips and has zero moving parts, which makes it incredibly fast, totally silent, and way more durable.
And you can literally see the difference right here. The HDD on the left has to physically spin a platter and move a little arm to find your data. But the SSD on the right, it's pure electronics, no moving parts at all. That's the secret to its speed, and it's why a computer with an SSD boots up in just seconds, not minutes.
All right, so we pretty much built our device from the outside in. We've got our input, our output, our processing, and our storage. But you know what? A modern device isn't an island. The final, crucial piece of the puzzle is how it connects to a global network of billions of other devices.
The moment your device goes online, it gets unique IP address. Honestly, the easiest way to think about this is like a street address for your house. It's a one-of-a-kind identifier that tells the rest of the internet exactly where to send that cat video you wanted to watch or that important email you're waiting for.
But that brings up another term we hear thrown around all the time, right? What in the world is the cloud?
You know, the cloud sounds all mysterious and floaty, but it's actually really simple. It's just a giant network of powerful computers, servers, in a data center somewhere else in the world. When you save a file to the cloud, you're really just saving it on someone else's computer. The huge benefit? Now you can get to that file from your phone, your laptop, or basically any device with an internet connection.
And this massive connected web, well, it's changed everything about how we live. It's how we talk to our friends, how we shop for groceries, how we take a class, watch a movie, work with colleagues. Pretty much all of modern life relies on this incredible network.
So, let's bring it all home. When you get right down to it, it's about 4 basic jobs working together in perfect harmony. You provide the input. The CPU and RAM handle the processing. The SSD or HDD takes care of storage. And the screen or a printer delivers the output. It's a perfect digital symphony. So the next time you pick up your phone, just remember, you're not just holding a tool. You're holding an entire universe of components, all working in perfect sync to connect you to, well, everything. So the only question left is, what will you explore with it next?